blessings come down. I said the prayers go up, the blessings come down. This song.
Wyclef's on BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
WBKS1.com. With Chanel and Queen Bee. Only women wear high heels. Yeah. Only women wear high heels. Chanel and Queen Bee. Only women wear high heels. Sing it one more time. Only women wear high heels. Only women wear high heels. Yeah. Only women wear high heels. Chanel and Queen Bee. Only women wear high heels. Yeah. I sent you listening to WBKS1.com with Chanel and Queen Bee. Yeah. Oh, WBKS1.com with Chanel and Queen Bee.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is a new year. It is the year 2020, everybody.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, we are still here.
Clear
it is
vision.
Chanel. It is Queen Bee. It
We're
is
in here.
BKS1 Radio.
Yes.
It is the Out Show. It is outstanding women
We
who
trying.
help heal. Right here in the building on Tuesday. We starting the year off right. We starting the month off right. We're starting this whole decade off right.
Super
we
excited
are doing
over
what
there.
we do. I'm excited. Do you hear it?
Super.
I'm
excited.
here.
Okay.
You understand that? It is
Yes,
2020.
no, we here.
When it was 1984, what did you think about the year 2020?
Bruh, I don't know. I was like,
okay, you were 5.
You
okay,
were 2.
Okay. So when it was 1994, what did you think of the year?
Well, that was high
2020?
school. That was high school.
Okay, so what did you think 2020 was going to be like?
We thought that 2020 was
Gonna
like going to be
flying
like flying,
cars.
like UFOs, types of stuff. That's what we thought.
Okay.
What's that cartoon that we used to watch?
Jetsons.
Jetsons. We thought it was going to be like the Jetsons.
You thought you were going to have a Rosie by
Yes,
now?
I thought like it was going to be flying everything, and I thought, yeah.
Okay.
And look at here. look at
we're here.
And we're not.
And nothing's flying.
But we're here.
Yeah.
We're flying.
Absolutely.
We have flown
Absolutely.
into a whole new year.
Yes.
A whole new decade. We are here,
We're
everybody.
blessings.
And yes, it is a blessing that we are here. It is a blessing we're still here doing, and we are allowed to do what it is that we want to do.
Amen.
I don't want to talk too much about us, even though that's normally what we do at the beginning of the month and that first show. But we're going to get into that next week. We're going to get into what we're doing this year, what we're not doing this year. We are going to set the tone, not only for our lives, but for this radio show and everything that we are expecting to do in this year, God willing. So we'll talk about that next week because we do have an amazing show tonight with an amazing topic. But I cannot get into that without getting into our amazing DJ who is right here in the building with us. Clap yourself up, girl. Clap it. Hit the clap button.
You want me to?
There you go. Right there. There you
Church
go.
clap.
So
All right, there you go. Yeah.
We are clapping up DJ KT, the voice, who is in the building with us right now. KT, is your mic on?
Test.
Oh, you're on. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You are here.
Always happy to be here.
You're here. You are in the building with us. You are back
Yes.
on the show with us, and it is amazing. We are starting the year off on an amazing. No, I like amazing. I think that's my word for 2020.
Is that?
We are starting off. Yeah, that's my word.
You said it 10 times.
I know. That's going to be my word for 2020.
Okay.
I'm going to say it from now until 2021.
Excellent.
Amazing. So we're going to have an amazing time. But in the meantime, like I said, KT, you here? You back with us? How are you? How have you been? How were your holidays?
Holidays was good. I was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Nephew had the flu. I caught it. So, yeah. Christmas was like, it was great.
Yeah.
But I was sick. But other than that, I'm feeling better. I'm good. Started off the new year well, so I'm all right.
And you're better now.
I am better now.
And you're back in the building with us.
Yes.
And you're rocking out.
Yes.
And you've already had a first gig as your DJ.
I did.
Look at that.
I did. And I just got my website up too.
What? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What?
I finished
us,
it
you didn't even
yesterday.
tell us. Like,
I know.
Well, I mean, I kind of
Always
posted it.
late,
You know,
like,
I'm always
KT,
like
we're a
modest and
team
stuff
here.
like that.
Now, I
you
know.
like,
Like
I'm
we,
like
we,
real.
yeah, but we should know these things.
Right. Well, it's just www.ktthevoice.com.
Can you say it a little louder for 2020?
www.
She can't. That's the thing. Her voice does not go.
The voice.
No octave higher.
.com.
www.ktthevoice.com. Listen, for everybody, yes, the holidays are over, but we are at the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
If you need a DJ for anything, any event that you have going on whatsoever, this right here is your woman. Just please make sure you reach out to her. Tell them how to reach you.
You can reach me once again now on www.ktthevoice, that's KAYTEEDAVOICE.com. Also on Instagram, just split that up, KAYTE_. The Voice on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Nice. Look at that. See? All right. So for any of your DJing needs, for any of the events, listen, everybody knows we have parties coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. Birthdays are coming up. Mother's Day, Father's Day, anniversaries, people getting married, whatever it is you're doing. Oh, graduation parties. Oh, yeah, we got to talk to you about that.
Good things come out of Plainfield, right?
We got to talk to you about that. Graduation parties, all kinds of stuff going on. This right here, everybody, is your girl. Please make sure you hit her up. She is here with us every other week, so please make sure you do that. In the meantime,
yes,
Queen Bee,
yes, we are here.
How are your holidays? This
Good.
is a nice sweatshirt.
I try.
Look at you, best friend.
Yeah, you know, comfortable.
It feels expensive. That's nice. That's real nice.
I'm just going. Yes.
Go ahead.
So, yes, holidays were great. You know, I don't really celebrate, but holidays are great.
Yeah, but you had a vacation.
I did.
Did you celebrate that?
I didn't even. Did I really go back to work yet?
No, you haven't.
I haven't.
No,
I didn't
because
physically.
when I FaceTimed you this
physically,
morning,
I was home.
Your hair wasn't done.
I was supposed. I was supposed to go back into the office physically on Monday, but I did not. And if it snowed tonight, they ain't gonna see me tomorrow.
It's supposed to snow tonight.
It's supposed to snow a little bit today. So yeah, but they're not gonna see me tomorrow.
Okay. So you still on vacation?
I just feel like it.
You know what? I'm
know,
mad at you.
What is God doing?
I've been back.
That mean
I was at work Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You know what that means for 2020? You know what that means?
What? What?
God detaching me from that. It's like, no.
He's taking you from it.
Taking me from the job. No, okay. No. I'm actually going to physically go back into work tomorrow. Okay. So I did stop by and all that other stuff if it doesn't snow.
Oh, you did a walkthrough.
I did a walkthrough.
You know what?
Hey, everyone, y'all miss me? Like that.
And that was it?
But no, I need my vacation days. I had to use some last ones, so I did that.
Okay.
So.
Right.
But other than that, I'm good.
I mean,
great.
Holidays were good for me.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I did absolutely nothing the day after Christmas. Or actually Christmas Day until a couple days afterwards. I didn't do anything actually until that Monday, before New Year's Eve, and I actually had to start working again on that Monday. And then I actually went into work that Tuesday. Wednesday for New Year's Day, I did absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I don't even think I did my hair for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Absolutely nothing at all. Went back to work that Thursday, went in Friday, been there Saturday. Shout out to my job and everything that they do. Yeah, shout out to them. All right. And then just to handle some business, everybody.
Yes.
So, coming up, you guys know the beginning of 2019, last year this time, we were discussing all of our goals and different things we wanted to do, and we were talking about here on the OWWHH show starting a mentoring group.
Yes.
Entitled Queen Code.
So
we did start that last year. We had a meeting up at Plainfield High School last year, just to gather with some young ladies. However, this year we are expanding. So, starting this month, the OWWHH show and Principal Akbar of Westside High School in Newark, we are actually starting a mentoring program at Westside High.
Right.
So, we're going to be there. We're going to be mentoring to young ladies, and we have a full program laid out for them. Some special guests that are going to be coming through as well.
Yes.
And that also begins in January. So you guys know we always talk about giving back and how it's your responsibility. It's what you have to do. Mm-hmm. You know, that is exactly what we're doing. Nothing has changed. We are starting off the year on a good note, starting off the year right. So that's one thing. Everybody knows that we always have events. So we're going to have a few talk show events coming up. We're going to have another Mars Venus event coming up where we sold tickets, had food and everything. We did that last year. That is coming up again this year.
Right.
That's going to be in March. So if you want to be a part of our live studio audience, you can purchase a ticket. We should have information on that for you probably for next week's show. That's one thing. We have a poetry event that is going to be coming up. Everybody knows Queen B is Miss Poetry Queen Pinterest over here. And
my events are always dope.
And we will be having another poetry event coming up in 2020 as well. This infamous celebrity basketball game that we keep talking about. I'm going to make sure it happens this year. I don't know. I was just talking to the
Norm back got to hold
the
out.
owner.
Like if his back and his knees hold up, we good for the celebrity basketball
We
game.
gotta
but
have
if
the
not,
celebrity basketball game.
If not, like I don't know what we
I don't
gotta
know what to do, right?
You know,
because he got that overhook.
Yeah, that's all he got. That's all, and I think he got it one time. I'm gonna be honest.
But what if his back go out while he do?
I can't help y'all.
Okay, so
I can't help y'all.
The ambulance outside.
I mean, I'm a nurse, I'm just. I'm a nurse,
but
so
EMT
I got him.
has to be on duty.
Yeah,
for events
but I wasn't working. I was just being a cheerleader. Like I don't want to use my license for that.
I'm gonna be a cheerleader. You let her nurse.
Yeah.
No.
We got to switch.
All right then.
So
because it's his knees,
right?
That I'm worried about.
I thought it was his back.
It's all that.
Listen,
he need a bacchiotomy.
He need everybody needs a bacchiotomy right now. So either way, yes. So that is going to be coming up as well.
Gonna be fun, though.
If we do anything else or come up with any other harebrained schemes and then decide to involve you, our beautiful studio audience,
somebody help me.
We will definitely let you know. But I feel like we got enough between West Side High and our events.
Yes.
Right. At least till June.
Yes, till June.
At least till June.
And then we turn it up a notch from
and
June.
then from there we'll go on to something
June
else. But
yes.
Either way, we will give you guys details on what's going on, because again, everybody knows April is Queen Bee's birthday month, and she always has something major. So that's going to be coming up too. Listen, I'm getting everybody prepared.
Celebration of life.
I'm just saying.
Do that.
Everybody,
I'm happy to be here.
Right, I'm getting everybody
we all
prepared.
on borrowed time.
Listen,
so I celebrate.
March, Mars, Venus. April, you were born. May, basketball event. I'm just saying. And then January through June, we got the mentoring group.
Got it.
So listen.
All right.
Listen.
Let's get into our topic.
Everybody, yeah. So we are starting off the year on a very good show with some amazing guests who are going to be in the studio. Right. With some amazing guests who are in the studio with us tonight. And we're going to be talking about a very serious topic, because we want to start off the year right, and we want to start off the year on a good note. And we will definitely get back into this whole political thing that's going on, and all the stuff that's going on in the world. But right now we need to talk about something that is near and dear and close to a lot of our hearts. Mm-hmm. And it is a very serious topic. So that is what we will be doing on tonight's show. So Queen Bee, go ahead.
So basically, just a preface for the show, we have an amazing guest in the studio. Mm-hmm. So I call her Aunt Lisa, but I can't for the show today. Okay, I can't for the show today. So Pastor Lisa Jones Motley.
All right.
And
all right.
she'll be talking, just one, from her heart, and two, just about a topic that we actually need to delve into a little further in order to help our youth.
Yeah.
This is something that is plaguing opioid addiction, just addiction period in the youth. And when I say youth, it's actually going, it's the teenagers. It is those that are 30 years old, 30 years old, 20, 30s, whatever. And this is an issue and a problem. And I think that we're not making it enough of a problem.
Right.
We are not. We're normalizing it.
Right.
Because it is on social media. It is on music videos. It is on. It is the regular thing to do for everyone.
Yeah.
So we just want to delve into that topic a little bit and just tell us and just give us your story from your heart and what can we do.
Wow. So without further ado,
we are introducing Pastor Lisa.
All right.
Praise God. Praise God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
BKS1. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about myself.
All right.
My name is Pastor Lisa Jones Motley. I was born and raised here in the city of Plainfield, New Jersey. I have, my mother had 5 kids, me 6 including, and I have 5 children. I have 9 grandchildren, and I have a son that, my oldest son, his name's Rodney, and he wanted to be here this evening, but he couldn't. So to talk about the opioid epidemic, because it is an epidemic, and it's going on in our community, and we need to be more aware of what's going on in our community. And we don't like to, I guess we don't like to talk about overdose or drugs when it hits your household. We don't want to talk about that. We want to sweep it under the rug and keep it quiet. We say when somebody OD in our community, and you go to the funeral, you're like, what happened? And nobody wants to say what happens. Well, on November the 19th, 2019, I was preparing to leave my house. And I was at my bedroom door, and I'm getting ready to go out to my vehicle, and it's like 8:40, 8:45, and I got my keys in my hand and my phone because I have an appointment, so I'm on my way out the door. And my phone started ringing, and I seen that it was Rebecca. I had text Rodney earlier that morning, because he didn't come home. And I texted him earlier that morning, maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock, because I'm an early bird. So I'm up at the crack of dawn. So I text Rodney at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and he didn't respond. So it's not unusual for him not to respond. He might respond a little later. So I had texted him. So I'm walking out the door. My phone rings, and it's Rodney's fiance, Rebecca. And all I can hear is just chaos in the back. I couldn't understand what she was saying. Only thing I heard her say was Rodney home. We happen to live in the same complex in Piscataway. So after me saying a few times what happened, what's going on, I couldn't understand her because she was just out of it. And I couldn't understand what she was saying. So I just took off out the house. And I started running down my driveway to her house. And as I'm running down the driveway to her house, I heard God say, he OD'd. I heard the Lord say that in my spirit before I even got to them. As I'm running down the driveway, Rebecca's mom is coming towards me, and she's out of it. I could see Rebecca from a distance. I could see the Piscataway police, and I'm like, she approaches me. Rebecca's mom approaches me, and she says, she's getting ready to say, Rodney's dead. That's what she was getting ready to say. And I stopped her in the midair, and I said, no, I just need you to start praying. Because the Holy Spirit had already told me that it was an OD. So as I go up, I can see them. Rodney's on the ground. They're working on Rodney. Rebecca's standing there. Now I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I just know that he was unresponsive. Meaning, Rodney had taken, I want to say Xanax, Roxy's. He had taken Roxy's. 10:30 the night before. And he went to Rebecca's house and sat on the porch at 10:30, and that's all he remembers is sitting down. He went to plug his phone into the wall, and when he sat down, he went out. Rebecca's mom came home that morning at 8:30, and she found Rodney on the porch. He had been on the porch all night long. And the Piscataway police was working on Rodney, and they worked on Rodney for 47 minutes. He was unresponsive, no pulse. And they had hit him with the Narcan a couple of times, and I get kind of emotional when I talk about it.
Of course,
because that's my son.
Absolutely.
And they hit him with the Narcan once, and Rodney didn't respond. They hit Rodney with the Narcan twice. He just didn't respond. And a little sergeant walked up, and she started to, I guess she knew Rodney. She knew Rodney from wherever. I don't know where she knew him from. But she knew him, and she told him to hit him again with the Narcan. You know, you're only supposed to hit him once.
Absolutely.
By law.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
But we trust God, and we believe in God. And they hit him the third time, and they got a pulse, a faint pulse. But for 47 minutes, Rodney was unresponsive, but not a pulse. And I believe, and I know that was only God. I know it was only God, because there's no way that he was supposed to survive that overdose. He wasn't supposed to. So we go to the hospital, and they didn't think Rodney was going to make it. They thought he was going to be brain dead. They thought he was going to be paralyzed. You know, they just thought so many things because he was out for 47 minutes. They worked on him for 47 minutes without a pulse. 47 minutes. Can you imagine standing there watching them work on your child for 47 minutes?
I can't. Because it seemed longer.
No, really.
It does.
Really.
Than 47 minutes.
Yeah. It definitely felt longer. But I went into prayer, and I prayed the whole time. I prayed. I called my pastor, and we was on the phone, and we prayed for 47 minutes. For 47 minutes, and God did not allow Rodney to leave here on November the 19th. And when I left that hospital, I said, it's got to be something that I can do. Just awareness. Because we don't have to be ashamed of stuff like that.
Right.
Because it happens.
Yes, it does.
It happens. And it's 2020 when it happened. When it happened, it was 2019. It happens. These kids are dying. They're just out out of here. They're going out of here. They're out of here. And if we are afraid to talk about it, that's an issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
You're right.
That's the issue. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to say that my son OD'd on opium, but he's alive today. But he's alive today because God wanted his story to be told. The awareness. I have some stuff I want to read about fentanyl. Because that's what happened. Rodney took some pills. They make the pills. What he thought he was taking,
it wasn't that.
It was a synthetic. It's not what he thought he was taking. So when he took it, as soon as he sat down, he went out. We have these drug dealers, or I don't know if they drug dealers. The people that are selling these drugs, they're making it in their basement, in their dining room, wherever they're putting this stuff together. They're getting the ingredients, and they're making this fentanyl. And they're lacing it. They're lacing the heroin. They're lacing the reefer, the marijuana. I'm old, so I say reefer.
Yes.
They're lacing the marijuana. They're lacing the crack. They're lacing everything with this fentanyl. So they can be like, it's like when you have something and you wanna get it out there. It's like it's the best. They got the best.
Yes.
So it's the potency.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the people are taking it. Some people know they're taking it,
And some don't.
and then some people don't. Some people know and some people don't. And the pills that they duplicate looks just like the real drugs. So if you're on the street, my son Rodney said to me, because I questioned him, and I was like, Rodney, did you not know what you were taking? He said, Mom, they look all alike.
Yeah.
He said, you cannot. So he pulled up a picture and he showed me on the internet the two pills, the counterfeit pill and the real pill, and you really can't tell them apart.
What is fentanyl supposed to be for?
It's supposed to be for
pain.
It's a painkiller.
It's a pain pill.
It's a painkiller, but it's 100 times potent than morphine.
Well, I want to tell you that most of the time, because I'm a nurse, not to cut you on, Lisa, but most of the time, you give fentanyl when you have a cancer patient, when you have any type of chronic illnesses or things like that, and you want to relieve them of pain. Now, most of the time when you take it, again, it's in doses. They kind of wean you off of it. Sometimes they do a patch. So if it's on for 3 days, it's off for a certain amount of time. So it's in duration. It's a duration.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a duration. So like she said, and I just wanted to clarify, there are a lot of synthetics out there, and we all know that. There are a lot of synthetics out there, and this is an issue. And I have seen not just Rodney, thank God, by the grace of God, he's still here, but there are some people that did not make it because of this. I know several young men that I know that I was close to that actually overdosed on the same exact thing, and they are not here. So I understand your story and your plight now at this point. And it's a real thing. The issue with me, and I want to say this to you, the issue with me is that we dealt with the drug epidemic in the 80s. You know what I mean? And y'all know I'm very transparent on the show. With my parents, who both were drug addicts at a point. So we dealt with that in the 80s. And it's just amazing to me that we would now be dealing with similarly the same thing with our children. And that part I can't wrap my head around. As many and then they're aware. There's so many things that we're aware of. So it's not just the synthetic, but it is and I'm gonna say this for the sake of whatever, Lil Wayne and them with the scissor up, and they made that popular with them drinking what is it, lean. You know what I mean? There's several people I know that passed away from that. They went to sleep, they did not wake up. So there's so many drugs that our kids have access to at this point, and they're not waking up from it.
They're not waking up from it. They're not waking up from it. And Rodney sat on that porch, on Rebecca's porch, from 10:30 that night till 8:40 that morning when her mother came home from work. Her mother's a nurse, emergency room nurse, and she said everything, when she got up on the porch, she said everything that she knew.
It goes out the window. It goes out the window.
She said 30 years. She said everything
It
that
goes
I
out the
knew,
window.
I forgot. She said I could not do anything with Rodney.
So
because
did he lose his pulse before she had gotten there?
He didn't have a
when,
pulse.
when she got there. He did.
So but he had sat on that porch all night long.
Right. So
From 10:30 that night to 8:40 that morning, and the doctor said that Rodney was in his right seat. He was in the right season because had he went in the house, had he went in the house and went to sleep, he wouldn't have woke up. Made it. Yeah. Because of it rained that night. It was like mist in that night. It wasn't really raining, but it was mist in that night, and it was kind of cold. So the cold preserved his organs. So we know that it was God.
Yeah, of course.
He was in the right season. He was in the right place. If Rodney would have came home and got on the couch,
he would have been
or got in the bed, I wouldn't have woke up to the next morning and seen him.
Because the thing is that when you go to sleep, generally your body, shuts down. It just everything just so normally those and I can tell you this, most of them don't wake up.
Exactly.
They don't wake up.
Right.
You have a better chance, and I'm not saying this to be, condoning it, but you have a better chance of when you're up and you go to sleep, you actually have a better chance of surviving. Like you said, he was in the right season. He was in the right place. And I'm a nurse myself, and there are times when it's matters of the heart, everything goes out the window.
Right.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You're like,
you can't do it.
You can't do it because it's your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the emotions take over.
It take
the
over.
logic. The emotions
Absolutely.
take over the education.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
And fentanyl it like grabs your breathing.
Is that?
It grabs your breathing.
It does.
It grabs you. You're a nurse, so you already
It
know.
labors. It labors your
It grabs your breathing. So when you take it, your breathing is slowing down. You're breathing.
Yeah.
And they're out there, they're making this stuff in their dining rooms, in their basements, wherever they're making it at, and they don't even know what they're putting in it. They don't even know the amount that they're putting.
You
they're
had
lacing.
something you wanted to read.
I do.
Yeah. I want you to.
We
to.
need
I
to
know,
know
'cause
about
I want to
this.
know.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, 80 to 100 times more potent than morphine. According to the Drug Enforcement Administration, officials estimated more than half of the state's 3,163 drug overdoses in 2018 involved fentanyl. According to the New Jersey Office of the General, fentanyl has become the deadliest drug in the opioid epidemic. That is a tragedy. Impacting so many New Jersey families and communities, it's vital that New Jersey residents are aware of the dangers of fentanyl and understand its deadly effect, because it has a deadly effect. You take it and that's it. That's the last thing you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
Those pills, that reefer, that heroin, that's the last thing you're going to put in your, that's it.
Yeah.
Because it works that fast.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, many degrees of magnitude more powerful than heroin ever was. Found in the toxicology of fewer than 20% of Union County. Fentanyl overdose victims in 2015, but the figure jumped to more than 80% by 2018. From 20% to 80%. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's just unreal.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
That's unreal. In New Jersey, at least 3,163 people died of drug overdoses in New Jersey in 2018. That's more than the population of Saddle River. It's more than the student body at the St. Peter's University in Jersey City. It's more than the number of people killed by the flu, homicide, car accidents, and suicide in 2016 combined. Combined. 400,000 deaths nationwide in 2017. Synthetic opioids like fentanyl nationally, the death rate from these drugs have increased by 1,125% between 2011 and 2017. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, it's just too much.
Yeah.
it's too much, and they're not talking about it. People are not talking about it the way it should be talked about. They don't have no awareness of what's going on. They just out here taking these drugs, and we burying our kids. We burying these kids. I watched on the news about a month and a half ago, 5 people were taking fentanyl. Some of the older ones were taking the pills, and the younger kids were smoking the reefer, but it was laced with it, and they didn't know it. The adults passed away, and the kids made it. 5 people in one house. They found 5 people in one house from this fentanyl. We have our young kids. They're smoking reefer. They start smoking reefer at 15.
Younger than that, 11.
Yeah, definitely.
7. They smoking reefer. That's the thing they do. They smoking reefer. And they don't even know that they can smoke it, and that can be it.
Yeah.
You around a bunch of people, a bunch of children, and y'all smoking, and somebody go out, they going to pass away because you're not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
Your reaction is going to be to panic because you're 14, 15,
right.
13, you don't know what to do.
And you're high.
And you're high.
And you're high. So you really don't know what's going on.
So I feel like it's my job, because Rodney made it. He made it. My son made it. He got a story. He wanted to be here tonight. Something came up and he couldn't come, but I wanted him to come. And he couldn't. But let me tell you something. Rodney made it. He made it, and he got it. He's not no perfect child, and we not no perfect people.
We don't have.
We ain't no perfect people.
Of course not. Of course not.
But Rodney has seen that. He's seen the light. He's seen the light. He's seen the light. He's seen that God gave him a second chance. To get it right. We all. Sometimes we don't get a second chance to get it right. Sometimes we are just out of here. But I thank God that Rodney got a second chance. I thank God that it took me to another level. It really, really did. It took me to another level, and I know that it took me to another level because I have a ministry that I opened. It's called Chosen Intercessor Ministry out of Piscataway, New Jersey, and there I'm the pastor. And I opened my ministry November the 3rd, 2019. And I know when God said open the ministry, I didn't want to do it because I don't like publicly speaking. I don't like to get up and talk in front of people. That's not what I want to do. But God had another plan. So in doing that and being obedient to the Spirit, God was able, he healed Rodney. He delivered him. He raised him. Like he raised Lazarus from the dead. And that's what I said when I was praying out there that day. I said, God, you raised Lazarus, you got to raise Rodney. I said, I'm faithful. I'm faithful to you, Lord. Whatever you say do, I do. I'm obedient. I said, and you are not going to allow me to stand here and see my son die on the street. You can't do that. You can't do that. I said, I need you to be God. I need you to be God. And he was God in my life that day. And I'm telling you, if I had any doubt about God, I don't today. I don't have no doubt today.
Because you've seen his word.
I seen the Lord raise Rodney from the dead for 47 minutes. You're a nurse. You don't have stories like that.
You don't.
Nobody is going to be
and
unresponsive for 47 minutes.
If you do, honestly, people are vegetables. People are
that's what they thought.
Yeah, so people are in just the layman's terms that we use, but vegetables meaning cognitively, because you lost so much oxygen for that length of time, you can't move limbs, you can't you have to relearn how to do everything again. So to see you, and I've seen him on your page, to see him walking, talking regular like nothing happened, you know what I mean?
And I was going to ask you that. So does he suffer from anything now? Because of anything. Nothing at all.
Rodney's
so it's
perfect.
like it never happened.
It's like it never took place. It's like it never. And I know that when God does something, there's no complications.
Absolutely.
There's no complications behind it. And they thought just that. They said, well, when he wake up, he's not going to. He's going to
remember
to
do
dead.
anything.
He's not going to be able to walk. And when he woke up, he was doing all that they said he wasn't going to do. They were coming from all over Robert Wood Johnson, and they were saying, this is the miracle man. Because there's no way. We cannot believe how that there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing. When I tell you there's nothing wrong with Rodney, there's nothing wrong with Rodney. Nothing. It woke Rodney up and it allowed Rodney to get on the track that he need to be on.
Right, and they're preparing you for the worst.
They're preparing me for the worst.
Well, but God has the final say.
God has the final say. And and what was the lady? The neurologist came in and she took the cotton, and Rodney was out. She took the cotton.
That's a test, yeah.
And she was putting it in his eyes.
Yeah.
And she said to me, this is not a good sign, because even if he was alert in his mind, he would respond.
Yeah.
She said
it still would be a reflex.
Reaction.
Yes.
That's what she said. And she kept doing it. Kept hitting the cotton, and Rodney did not blink. He did not nothing. And she kept doing it, and she walked out the room. I got up and I went on the other side of the bed, and I leaned over to Rodney with tears in my eyes, and I said to him, Rodney, if you can hear me, I need you to shake your head. And he started shaking his head. And he said to me, Ma, when he woke up, he said, Ma, I heard everything that was going on. He said, I didn't know if I was hooked up to something. He said, but when you said, can you hear me? I wanted to shake my head to let you know so they wouldn't unplug whatever they had me hooked up to. God is good. And I'm telling you, from that moment on, it was like I just wanted to run and tell these kids, I'm starting a restart program, and it's for people that's coming home from prison.
That's what I want you to tell us about.
I was incarcerated, and I was incarcerated for 36 months at Clinton State Prison. And the whole time I was there, I tell you, my spirit was, I got to go back. I got to go back to help to give them some hope. I want to go back and help them. So I'm starting this program, this restart program, and it's for people that's coming home from jail. I want to help you get jobs. I want to help you get your birth certificate, your social security card. I want to help you get clothes to wear to the interview. I want to help you get your GED. I want to help you get what you need. I want to be there, because when I was out there, they didn't have none of me. People are scared to be hands-on. I'm not scared to be hands-on. I'm not scared to open my house to people. Whatever the Lord say do, I'm going to do. So I'm not afraid of the people taking the fentanyl. I can embrace you. I'm going to embrace you. I want to help you go another way, because there was nobody out there to show me to go another way.
Right.
But God.
Right.
But God has raised me up.
Yeah.
So now I can be hands-on with these people. I can let them know, like, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Come to the Restart program and let me show you. Let me show you a different way, because I didn't have that when I came home from Clinton. I didn't have that. I didn't have that. God had a plan and he worked it out for me. But let me tell you something. People need hands-on.
Absolutely.
They need hands-on. People need to know that you care about them. People need to know that they can trust you. People need to know that you care.
Yeah.
We don't show that enough.
No, we don't.
We don't show that enough.
Because we always deem it not to be our problem anymore. It's almost like, if it's like you said in the beginning, if it's not in our back door, if it's not in our house, if it's not in, it's just like, oh, that's them. You know what I mean? I pray for them, but that's it.
Or mind your business.
Or mind your business. That type of thing. Or we're not sharing enough because we're embarrassed. We're not sharing enough because we don't want people looking at our families, looking at our families in a certain type of way. Right. And that is what's hindering us. That is what's, not allowing us to go to the next level of reaching. The each one teach one, we don't do that anymore.
Right.
We don't do that anymore. And it's sickening at this point.
Well, I mean, and it's like Pastor said, we don't embrace.
Yeah.
We don't embrace. Embracing, seeing, we can drive down the street and see someone that's down and know them and be like, ooh, that's terrible. And
keep it moving.
And press on the gas and keep it moving. As opposed to back in the day, is that so-and-so? Is that so-and-so's child? Is that so-and-so's brother? Is that so-and-so's sister? Is that so-and-so's aunt? So-and-so's uncle? No. Come here. Let me talk to you. Come here. Let me grab you. Come here. Let me get you something. Come here. Let me get you some help. Come here. We don't do that anymore. We are not a community anymore where that occurs.
This is this is always a tender spot for me, and she knows this, being my best friend. It's always a tender spot for me because I dealt with it. I've had two parents. My father was on heroin, and my mother eventually succumbed to drugs as well. And it is a sore spot when I see someone in the street and she knows, like, I could cry about it. Like, it is because I've gone through that. You know, we were taken from my biological mother because of it. So me and my brother, my siblings were adopted in foster care and things like that. So it is such a sensitive thing for me. I remember on Facebook, they were filming somebody on drugs, and I was so angry because they were like making fun of this person and saying whatever, oh, you can't help her, this, that, and the other. I was like, I will search up and down the street for her. Like, I don't care who she is and where she is. Somebody gotta help her. You know what I mean? You go to these clinics and things, if you just stand and watch, you gotta start having a sore spot for these things, because the thing is that you don't understand the word that you speak into their lives, the things that, my father has been clean for 30 plus years. It is only prayers, and literally was strung out, fell out, got back up, and literally was like, that's my bottom. I'm done. And has not touched anything ever since, and has watched his friends, one, die of AIDS, and two, OD, like you said, and just not be here. Same thing with my mother. There's a lot of my biological mother. There's a lot of her friends that were killed here, and did not survive any of the 80s, the 90s, or 2000s for that matter. It is a hard thing to kick. And we big up those that are able to kick it, but we also want to strengthen those that are still struggling with it, because it's not just, everybody's like, oh, it's physical, it's mental, it's everything all in, and it encompasses everything. So it touches me. Like, it is something, because, and then to watch my generation and younger be addicted to this is sickening to me. It is so, it's hard to watch them. I've seen, them be addicted to, and just, Pastor Lisa, for the sake of, but not only are they, being addicted to fentanyl, but then, the perks and the oxycodones and the just, them popping pills and Percocets, and then mixing that with alcohol and just all of that, not knowing the effects of all of that, together. So it's an issue that we definitely need to get a grip on, and just not, Plainfield is our home. We see a lot of it. We do. And we don't speak on it.
I feel like our generation, growing up, and again, because we saw a lot of our family members that were on drugs, I feel like the older generation's frame of mind when it comes to drugs is either you have to sniff, or you're shooting up, or you have to smoke something. I don't think we connect the pill with an addiction.
And it is, though.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, it's not heroin, it's not cocaine, it's not crack, it's not,
they're not shooting
it's
up,
not LSD, it's not, you know what I mean? So it's like the older generation is like, oh, it's a pill, just don't take the pill.
And it's not that easy.
Don't do this, don't do that. And so I think a breakdown in understanding is what's going on in between the generations, because you do have a lot of mothers, or you do have a lot of parents who will see their children take a pill for something and say, oh, well, this is for pain. And they go, oh, okay, well, I know he or she may take a couple of those, but it's a pill. My son's not getting high. My daughter's not smoking crack. My daughter's, or my son is not on heroin, or they're not shooting up. So it's okay. And then when you are a functioning addict,
that makes it worse.
It makes it worse
because they go to work and they can function.
They go to work every day, even though they're coming home and they can pop pills. But you know what I mean? It's like, no, they go to work every day. They hold down a job. Our generation is you're holding down a job, so you're fine. You're fine. You're operating a vehicle. You're fine. You can talk and move and interact with people and have relationships. You're fine.
But you're good at pretending.
But at the end of the day,
that's what it is.
You're not fine. You're not fine. And I think that's where the breakdown comes in between our generations. Is yes, it is in a pill form, but it's still a drug.
And it's very addictive, and it's worse than heroin. And it's worse.
It is.
This epidemic is worse. It's like the 60s and the 50s. They were ODing, but these are older people. Not that it was okay that they OD, but we talking about these kids.
20-year-olds.
Yeah, children.
Yeah.
We talking about these kids.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it. We have to not be ashamed of it. We can't, because we ashamed of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't want what happened in our house is going to stay in our house.
Well, that's what
that's what we're taught. That's what it's instilled in us.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, from the moment I started running over there, and God said he OD'd, even at the hospital, the police and the doctors, they never said that. I was saying it. No, he OD'd. They were looking at me like, no, he OD'd.
Say it.
Yeah.
He OD'd.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not going to hush this. We're not going to quiet this.
Right.
This is an issue. This is a problem.
Yeah.
What happened to my son?
Yeah.
He OD'd, so I need to know what he OD'd off, what happened, where he got it from.
Yeah.
I need to know all of that.
Yeah.
All of that now is playing.
Yeah.
So now that's why I'm where I'm at today.
Okay.
Because I need to help some people.
Yeah.
We need to talk about some stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that's not going to be a secret.
Right.
I don't want you to have that secret.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you have secrets, kill. Secrets kill.
Yes, they do.
I'm not trying to see nobody. I want people, family members that are experiencing this fentanyl epidemic. I want them to be able to reach out and say, Pastor Lisa, this happened to Rodney. This is going on in my house. Can you please just come
Help
and
me.
just talk to me? Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to talk to you. We can get through this together.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do this by yourself.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do this by yourself.
Absolutely.
But you have to open up and you have to be honest. You have to say something is going on in order for you to get some help.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that with you too is that there are, I know that God does this where he takes you through things, right? So he needed to take you through your life stuff in order for you to be present in this day, in order for you to be able to deal with that. You know, there's a certain walk of life that we have to do because sometimes, and I want us to be more connected to the generation behind us. A lot of times we get a disconnect, and it's truly what you said. It is because it's not in a pipe, because it's not in a needle, because it's not, then it's not a problem. They're good. You know, they're walking and functioning. No, it's a problem. No, it's a problem because they're not living to see the next day.
Right.
You know, we're not delving into the issues that are having them do all of this. And I believe, I'm telling you, I'm only 40, but I'm old school in that they promote a lot of this. It's almost like they glorify you taking these pills and doing it. Now, before I became a nurse, I was a farm tech, right? For years. And I will tell you that even just getting prescriptions, and I'll delve into that, getting prescriptions and things like that, that has become an issue too, where people are getting addicted. They're having car accidents, they're, doing whatever, and they are being addicted to painkillers, which is similarly fentanyl and all of that. And then so they can go to a doctor, and let's not take the doctors off the hook as well. So
they're writing scripts to get money.
They write scripts to get money. It's kickbacks and things like that. So they write in scripts to get money, but these people are selling. Some of them are not even taking it; they're just selling it to everyone else. You understand? So let's talk about that as a whole as well. We need to get to talk about our community, but we also need to talk about the doctors and the nurses and and things like that connect. We got to connect the dots here. You know what I mean?
You said the people that are not even taking it, but they're going to the doctors and they're getting the scripts and they're selling them. Because I even heard that in all this research. I heard from people telling me stories like this one. They sell a scripts. They do this, and I'm just like,
that's a real thing.
Oh, it's definitely a real thing. That's why I had to rip mine up. Because I told you about it, and I was like, yeah, he prescribed me Percocets for something. Something happened, and he prescribed me Percocets, and I would not take them. I don't care what he said.
Yeah, I don't
was
do that either.
Let me tell you something. I will suffer first before I take those. And I had this script, and I did not want to throw the whole script in the garbage, and I had to literally rip it up because I didn't want anybody to get a hold of it.
For me, what stopped me again, and everyone is different, but what stopped me from doing any type of drugs was the fact.
Sorry, it was Xanax.
Xanax. Okay. What, and that's a problem as well.
Yes,
the thing that stopped me was because of what I went through with my parents. I decided like a long time ago. One, we also need to call this, if our parents were addicted, understand that we have that addictive behavior. And we need to come to grips with that as well. If we have parents like that, it's in our DNA. It just is. It just happens, and it is. And we need to call a spade a spade. And we need to know that
you are predisposed.
Yes,
to
the same behavior. And I know. Listen, if I'm addicted to shopping, listen, take it away. If I'm addicted to, I can go and be addicted to anything. Anything else. So I just want us to be, if our parents or our grandparents or anything, we have that in our DNA, and we just need to get, to get grips on that as well. And we see it all the time, Pastor Lisa. We see it in church and out of church. We see it in our jobs, because even as a nurse, I will tell you, there are so many people that are addicted as well. And it starts from 20, 25, 30, 35. We have easy access. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. I can give you your meds. I can put a thing. I can, whatever, and get it. So we have easy access to that. So a lot of us nurses are addicted as well. Wow. So it's just a trickle effect.
Like Nurse Jackie.
Like Nurse Jackie. That's my favorite show. Wow. I had a heart for her too. But I just want you to just let us know what we can do. Inform us to say, what can we do to get a grasp or a hold on this? What do you want to do? Where can you be reached at, so we can, understand like where to begin. Where do we begin?
Right.
What we can do is we have to talk about it like we're doing right now. But I can be reached at Chosen Intercessory Ministry. I'm going to leave you my card, and we just have to, like I said, I have the Restart program starting prayerfully February the 1st.
Oh, nice.
And I can come back and give you information about that.
Yeah.
And I can let the people know I'm here. I'm here. I'm also working on my chaplain license. So I'm going to be going down to the prison.
And I'm
going to have my license, and I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to try to talk to the people before they come home. But I'm talking about the people that's on the street. I can be contacted.
Yeah.
I have connections. I can get you the help that you need.
I'm glad you said that too, because you brought up a fine point. You got to understand too, there are a lot of people doing time, some going in at young ages or whatever, and there's a lot of smuggling drugs inside of the jail. So a lot of times when they come out of jail, they're already addicted. And then when they get to the street, it's another ball game.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think beginning there as well is another thing, because there are people that are hooked, and they have a lot of people think, oh, they in jail. No. They have easy access to, whether it be the workers, whether it be the people that are coming to visit, and whatever. You see it all the time. You read the stories and see it all the time. Inside of the jail. That's how you survive. A lot of people survive like that. They make money like that. They do their time. They don't got to ask family for nothing, because they got everything, because it's in there. Just like they smuggling cell phones, they smuggling drugs. So I think that's important for you to say that I'm going to the jail as well, because we need that. Because
we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And we have to start there, because everybody that's incarcerated, you have to know that everybody that's incarcerated for drugs or whatever, they might not have a drug addiction. And then a lot of them do have drug addictions. So they're not getting treated for the drug addictions while they're in there.
Absolutely.
So when they come home, they just get high again.
Absolutely.
But see, they come home and they get high, they don't even know what they're getting high off. They taking it and they dying.
Yeah.
You come home Tuesday, and Tuesday night you're dead.
Yeah. Yep.
They need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
They need to know what's going on. So I will leave you with my number, and I'm just going to continue to talk about it. I'm going to be the face of this fentanyl epidemic. Like, my son made it. but I want to help your son make it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because like you said, we're overcome by our testimonies.
Yeah.
So God allowed this to happen for a reason.
Absolutely.
Rodney made it for a reason.
Yeah.
Rodney made it for a reason. He didn't make it for me not to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Not for me not to talk about it.
To act like it didn't happen.
To act like,
Right.
brush it under the rug
Yeah.
and not say nothing. No, I'm going to talk about it to whoever is willing to listen.
Yeah.
I want us to do away with that. What go on in my house, stay in my house. Because let me tell you something. It killed a lot of generations.
It kills.
It killed that very term. You get it. You don't want your business out there, but there are so many things that people kept hidden that they actually could be helped with.
But the generations has changed. We
Yeah.
can't. When we were growing up, and my mother was, I'm 55. When I was growing up, my mother said, "What stays in the house stays in the house." Okay, cool. But in 2020, we can't do that.
No, we can't afford to.
We can't do what we did
No.
back in the 60s. We can't do that.
No.
Right.
Because the time has changed, the people have changed, and it's a change.
And I mean,
So
and
we
you said it
can't do the
before-
same
and
thing.
You said it before, and secrets kill.
Secrets kill.
Secrets
They
kill.
do.
I done buried family members where people thought, oh, just we're not going to talk about it, and they died.
Yeah. Secrets kill.
That's not going to happen in my house.
Right.
Secrets kill.
It's not going to happen in my
Yeah.
house.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it. Secrets kill.
Yes.
Firm
Yes.
believer in that.
I just wanted us to get a grip on it, and I think it, like you said, it starts with one conversation. It starts with us giving back. It starts with us understanding it, because there are Al-Anon groups and groups that you can go to
Yeah.
for people that are on drugs or people that you can support too. Because let me tell you something, honestly, Rodney's journey is not over. You understand? Rodney's journey to making it and doing whatever. Yes, he lived, and yes, but still, it gets harder sometimes. You understand? So his plight and his road is not over. He's gonna need somebody to pour into him, not just you, Mom, because you could pour into him, you could pray, you could speak in tongues, you could do whatever, but he's gonna need somebody else to say, man, you hanging in there, you all right, you good or whatever. Because what I have learned, and I have nephews, and I have my son, and I have my daughter, and I have cousins, and I have a plethora amount of people, young people that literally you are who you hang around sometimes, right? So you and it's sometimes a hard road when you are trying to do the right thing, and you are like I don't want to do this anymore, this, that, and the other, and that's all you see, and that's what you're around. So that's my thing too, is that we need to have that conversation of what's going on now, you okay, like and just each one teach one.
Yeah,
right. Let's get back to that. Yeah.
And not be judgmental. And I'm not judgmental when it comes to that, because I too used to get high. So I know I got the whole thing. I went to prison. I used to get high, and I don't do any of that. So I know how it is. I know what it is.
In your generation, and I want you to speak about that a little bit. In your generation, so you're 55, and I noticed that because that is like my parents' age or whatever. But I noticed that that was just the thing to do, whether it be partying, whether it be whatever, whether it be and no one said, and I talked to so many, because in order to understand my life, I had to go back and understand my mother's, right? You have to. You just do. So every couple of years, I'll take a flight. I'll go down to Georgia and I pick her brain, because I need to understand what you've gone through and what you came from. You know what I mean? And I noticed that in your generation, and you can shed some light, to us, is that no one told y'all that y'all would get hooked. Everybody just thought it was a party. I'm having a party. I'm doing this. And similarly, the same thing now, right? It's a party. We doing this or whatever. We all getting high or whatever. But no one said you're going to be addicted to this. Can you tell us?
No one said it would change your life.
No one said it will alter anything. Can you?
And that's what we did. We just went and had parties and went out and went to clubs, and we just got high.
Yeah.
Not knowing that 3 days later, because that's how it works. 3 days later, you're addicted, and you don't even know you're addicted.
Right.
You don't even know that you're addicted. I didn't even know that I was addicted. I had this guy. He was selling drugs, and my mom had passed away, and I was kind of just didn't want to be bothered, just didn't want to be in the street, and I stayed home this one particular day, and I laid in the bed, and I felt like I had the flu. I was sniffing heroin, and I felt like I had the flu. And I couldn't get up, and he kept calling me, and he was like, I said, I just don't feel good. I feel like I got the flu. And he was like, you don't got the flu. You don't got the flu. So he came to the house and gave me some heroin, and I sniffed it, and I felt like a new person.
Wow.
Not even knowing that I was addicted. I didn't even know because I stopped for that one day. That's how I found out I was addicted.
And you got sick because that's what,
I got
that's
sick
what
because I
happens.
didn't have the drugs in my system.
Right, absolutely.
And that's what we do. That's what we did back then. We got high, just getting high. We had hotel parties, we had house parties. We just was having a good time.
Yeah.
Not knowing that you were getting addicted to these drugs.
Yeah.
Wow.
But in our generation, not even to glorify it, we wasn't burying our kids. We wasn't burying each other. We wasn't burying each other. You wasn't finding us.
Yeah.
The worst thing is we got addicted.
Right.
Some of us cleaned up, some of us didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
But we wasn't burying each other. We wasn't doing that. It's different. We burying these kids. These kids, they 13 on the news, those kids that were in Rawway. In Rawway, it was this guy on December 27, 2017. He was selling crack cocaine out of his house. He had laced it with fentanyl. So he was selling it. That night, 3 people died. And they don't even know how many people had passed out, but they brought back with the Narcan. But 3 people died in one day. They thought they were smoking crack, but it was fentanyl. It was laced with the fentanyl.
And that's what they're cutting it with. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
How do 3 people die in one day?
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different.
So we have to do different things. We got to be hands-on. I'm telling you, hands-on is so important.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's important. If I had hands-on, I probably wouldn't have stayed out there as long as I did. But I want to be hands-on. I'm hands-on. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to embrace you. I'm not afraid to talk to you. I'm not afraid to invite you to my house. I'm not afraid of all that because I know God is covering me because of the call on my life. He's not going to let nothing happen to me.
If I can ask you, and I know this is a personal question, what was your final straw?
From not getting high?
Yeah.
I was just tired. I wanted my kids. My kids was my kids was gone. They was with family members, but I was just tired. I was just tired of being in the street. I always knew that it was something different for me. I just didn't know what it was.
Right.
And I was just tired. So I didn't have to go to the rehab.
Yeah.
I just stopped getting
my
high.
dad didn't. Yeah, that's what happened.
I just stopped getting high.
Absolutely.
Like I'm done. Like I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to live like this no more. And I just never look. I've been clean over 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, way over 30 years. I never look back. I never look back.
Wow.
I wanted my kids. I wanted a family. I wanted a home. I wanted to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
I didn't want my aunt and my uncle, my niece, and my cousins taking care of my kids. No, I could take care of my own kids.
Right.
I could do this.
Right.
And that was it for me.
I love your transparency because we do that.
Wow.
We do that here, like your transparency, because Pastor, it's going to save somebody. Somebody's going to watch this story. Somebody's going to say, I've had my last. I've done it all. I'm done with this. Absolutely. And what would you tell me what you would tell the child? What you would tell somebody your age or older? Because, there are some family members that are older. But what would you tell them at this very moment? Because you are clean, because you know what it was. What would you tell them at this moment?
Because I didn't know it was another way. A lot of people don't know that it's another way. They only know that way. That's all I knew. I didn't know that I could get clean and live this life that I'm living today. So I would tell them, it's another way. You don't have to do this. We have to show. It's hands-on again. You got to show people it's another way.
Yeah.
You don't have to get high. Yeah. And you do it one day at a time. And even the Bible talks about just worry about today.
Right.
Yes,
and that's what I would tell them. Just worry about today.
All the time. Yes.
Don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow's going to take care of itself. Let's just focus on today. Let's keep you clean today.
Yeah.
So that means if I got to sit up with you tonight, if you got to call me all night long, if I got to walk it out with you, that's what I'm willing to do.
Yes.
That's what I'm willing to do.
Yeah. Well, listen, when you start this program officially, hopefully
You
February
please
1st,
let us.
you have to let us know.
Yes.
You have to let us know because we
Yes.
have many different topics that we have here and a lot of different shows, and we have people who need people like you.
Yeah.
That need people like you. And so we need to be able to hand out your card or be able to say, oh, here goes the number. Call here. Talk
And when
to
we
this
have
person,
our
do that.
own when we have our own women empowerment, we do a lot of women empowerment events and things
Yeah.
like that. So there is always someone there that needs to hear
Always.
the and be free. You understand what I'm saying? And needs to hear every single thing that you are saying. It's important and imperative that we actually tackle this because we're losing. We're losing, and I don't want to see us
Like
losing.
you said, we're losing ourselves. We're losing our children. We're losing the generation before us. We're losing the generation after us. And it's not just our children. You have mothers. You have fathers. You have working class citizens who are depressed, who are taking drugs, who are going through certain life changes, unable to handle certain things in life, and they are taking pills. And again, the stigma is, well, they're not doing it like this and they're not doing like that. And again, they hold down a job, they do this, they do that, so they're fine.
And they look good.
And that's not true.
It's not true.
That's not true. So you're right. We need some visibility on this, and we need to make this real for everyone because, again, like I said, it isn't just our children. It's the person you go to work with. Yeah. It's the person who sits in this cube. It's the person who sits in this office. It's the mother who says, oh my God, my children are getting on my nerves. It's the one that's driving the soccer van that comes home and is popping pills in order to be able to deal with life. You know, it's the husband that comes home and he may not be able to make enough money, so he needs to dull the pain a little bit. So you know what I mean? It's not just the next generation. It's in our generation as well. So we do need to bring some visibility to this, and we do need more people like you because they need someone to talk to, like you said, and like we always say, at least start having the conversation.
You gotta have
because
the conversation.
if you can take the veil off of it, and if you can take the embarrassment out of it, then we can start to help people.
And the pride, because most of the time, pride leads to the fall. Like it does. It just does. So wow.
You said something about a song. What was the song?
Oh, my song. My song.
Like you said something about a song.
I honestly want to say, even on this, Pastor, thank you. Thank you for
having me.
We got a long road ahead, but I do believe that every single thing that you're doing, I believe in obedience. We talk about this all the time. When God says something, we got to do it. And I know it don't always feel good because you be sitting there like,
really?
Look, I negotiate with him all the time.
Yeah,
why
me?
Me? Like, me? You send me? Like, but I say that to say a lot of times obedience is better than anything in this world. And I believe that your obedience is what led for you to save your son. The one thing I will say to you is that a lot of times when we look at the Abraham story, we look at how God challenged him to give his son to
sacrifice,
make his son a sacrifice. And I know as he walked up to, I always say this story, as he walked up there, I know the little boy was like, well, who to sacrifice? Who? And I always say this to somebody that God gives the biggest test to. You got to know that you're special in God's eyesight, because let me tell you something, when your son can be raised from the dead, when your son, your firstborn, can be raised from the dead, when he can stop death, I need you to understand that you are special in his eyesight. So whatever you're going to do after that, and I speak this into existence, whatever you're going to do after that, because of your sacrifice, he is here. Because of your sacrifice, you got to know that he gives his biggest test to someone like you. And I do believe that every step you take, he's going to walk before you and behind you and beside you. And you're going to get a group of people. You're going to get a group of people that are going to walk with you. And you're going to go, not just here, but you're going to go everywhere. And you're going to save some lives, and there's some generations that are going to thank you. And they're going to say, look, because 1 of your sacrifice, 2 of your obedience, 3 of your diligence, and just your willingness to help, and the journey that you went through alone, your journey wasn't in vain. His journey is not in vain. And going forward, it won't be in vain. So just keep following God. You belong there. You belong doing this. And I wish you every bit. Whatever we can do, this is home for you. This is BKS1 is home for you. So that means I got this. I need to come on. I need to say. You let us know.
Yeah.
You let us know. Anything it is, any conversations that we can have with you or for you or, whatever, let us know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just keep pushing though.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
I mean, you said it all. I mean, I usually have something to say, and I'm like, yeah, because we could. I don't have nothing to say. I don't even want to pretend like I do.
God.
Like she said, we need more like you.
Yeah.
We need more like you. We need more like you. And in a day and time where people are not adapting to life situations and not being able to manage life struggles, it's getting harder.
It is.
And things that our ancestors were able to go through and be able to get through it and still be fine. We're not doing that today.
No.
We're getting stuck. We're being stopped. And so and we're turning to vices to be able to cope with things that our grandmothers and great grandmothers were able to
Absolutely.
walk over, smile, and keep moving. So
It's difficult for us.
It's difficult.
It is.
It's getting harder just to live life. So we need more like you. We need more like you. We need more like you. Let us know if there's anything we can do for your launch. Anything that we can do for getting the word out and making this visible. Because that is what we are here for. That's what we're here to do. KT, anything? You got some KT.
She never. This is like
She's
Russell
not a
Simmons.
woman of many words.
She never says you okay.
I'm always one.
In the mic, sweetheart.
Come on, KT. Let's get up here now.
I'm always one to sit back, observe, and just soak everything in. So I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. So thank you just for being here and your story.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for
and the
having
courage
me.
to share your story.
Yeah,
and
that's the part.
To share your story.
That's the part. Because that's going to save somebody.
All right.
My song is going to
All right.
play.
Well, yeah, we're going to play the song.
Pastor, thank you. We're going to take some pictures so we can picture it up. And
yes, thank you for being in the building with us tonight. Thank you for starting off our year.
Yes, we needed this.
Yes, thank you for starting off our year.
Hard conversation, but it was needed, right?
Yes, on the Owl Show.
Yes.
We starting off making a difference. We starting off making some changes. So thank you for that. Queen B, we got a lot to do this year. We got a lot to accomplish this year. We got a lot to tackle this year. We got a lot that has to go on this year. And we are going to hold each other accountable to get it done.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, we love you guys for watching. We love you guys for listening. We thank you guys for not only being here every single week, every single month with us, to those who watch faithfully. And shout out to all of you guys. And I know we usually say everyone's names. We didn't get a chance to do that today.
Yes.
But thank you for being here with us another year. It is 2020. We promise
Clearer vision, guys.
Yes, it's the year of clear vision.
Clearer vision.
And we promise to have more great conversations. We promise to have more great guests. We promise to have more great events for you in 2020. Just know that we are working on it.
Yes.
So that is what's happening. So on that note, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. So nothing has changed for me. I still go to bed at 8:30. And so right now, KT the Voice, can you take us away right now? Thank you, guys.
My favorite song. I think it's Finney.
He leads me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. When you become a believer, your spirit is made right. But sometimes the soul doesn't get the notice. It has a hole in it due to things that's happened in the past, hurt, abuse, molestation. But we want to speak to you today and tell you that God wants to heal the hole in your soul. Some people's actions are not because their spirit is wrong, but it's because the past has left a hole in their soul. May this wisdom help you get over your past and remind you that God wants to heal the hole in your soul. I have my sister Leandria here. She's going to help me share this wisdom and tell this story.
Deliver me, 'cause all I seem to do is hurt me, hurt
overthinking. If you're listening out there, just repeat after me if you're struggling with your past and say, let the Lord know. Just say, oh. He wants to restore your soul. Just say, hey, if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven. Break it on down. So it is. It is so. Amen. Now when we pray, we want to end that with a declaration, a decree. So I'm speaking for all of you listening, starting here, starting now. The things that hurt you in the past won't control your future. Starting now, this is a new day. This is your exodus. You are officially released. Now sing it for me.